Florida, USA. This is Emmary, and welcome to POWELLful Couple Journey, where we talk about immigration experiences on how we did our papers through do-it-yourself process. In today's video, we are going to talk about what are the common questions that a non-immigrant spouse like me was able to interview during our time for an approval with our Form I-130, which is the petition for alien relative. We are so thankful during that time in my submission, that was year 2021. We started our papers um, filing online, and my US citizen spouse was able to do it, and I was also giving him some information to file online, and we are able to have the questions and necessary information from the USCIS.gov. We filed online, but our payment that was only $930 in 2021, and we did it through money order. Some of the papers that are needed, like Form I-130A and the paper that should be printed with the signature of the U.S. citizen, has to be submitted through a mail, which we use USPS because that is very close to our city. Then we waited for several months, like 4 months after that, and we're thankful that we didn't have any RFE, or request for evidence. They just said that they got our papers and we received the Form I-797, which is the receipt notice. Then, after a year and 6 months, we got an invitation for us to have this interview. I know some of the non-immigrant visas were able to waive their interview, but in our case, since we are here in Central Florida and this is a Republican state, we somehow think, and this is our own opinion only, that they were thinking of us really needing to speak to an USCIS officer and let our relationship be told, and of course let them know about how we went with our marriage. So the Form I-130 questions that we have, and we prepared for that. So they gave us a letter, and I have a checklist. First is we have the interview notice. They gave us the time, the date, and what to bring, and what are other necessary documents that we accumulate during our marriage, aside from the papers that we already submitted online, just like marriage certificate, pictures, other documents showing commingling, like your bank statement, or if your husband, just like mine, gave you the will and testament, then that is also one part of the information that you're going to be needing. So first is the interview notice and government issued photo identification. So I'm so blessed during the time because I have my SSN changed to the last name of my husband, because prior to that I am Emmary Torreda. Now I am Emmary Powell. So I used my husband's last name, which I have my identification card, SSN, driver's license, but I've never changed my passport during that time because they prefer to have green card. Especially I'm a Filipino and there are processes to do for that one. But some people were able to do their passport change as well with their husband's last name. But with mine, I did my passport last change when I got my green card. The second thing that we have prepared are the evidence of the U.S. citizen status petitioner. So my husband is a US born citizen, and thank you so much for being here. And so we have seen some trends on what to do. So we prepared other documents, like my husband has prepared the will and testament. We have also accumulated some joint loans together in our name. We also have the like again marriage certificate, pictures together, or your letters, um, plane tickets that you scan and you print out one, and especially pictures because um, our USCIS officer that interviewed us said, "We love the photos that you have during your wedding and congratulations." So they are happy. They're happy to know that you got married, especially if you got married in a church. So that puts a huge weight right there, and you didn't just got married in the court of peace. So you also have to prepare other original records that you have. If you have ever been arrested, unfortunately, bring the related police report and the original or certified final court disposition for each arrest, even if charges have been dismissed or expunged. If no court order is available, then bring a letter from the court with jurisdiction indicating this. So, like for example, if you have some prior um, let's just say felony case or something that you've been arrested, so make sure you have that because we don't know that's part of the questions that they're going to be asking, or they might put you in a separate room, which is nerve-wracking because your answers might not match together, so that is something that you don't like. Now, the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation, there is such to be a failure, of course. So, on the day of the interview, We managed to be there early because we got already a hotel very close to the place, and we had dressed smart. We have our documents. I prepared a binder. My husband prepared his attache case because he likes to bring that one, and with all the documents. So we went there, we parked our car, we settled, and we waited for a little bit while because our interview is at 8. We were early there. We went there at 7:30, and mind you, there are already some people waiting outside for their interview as well. Most of them are Hispanics. So during the time I was like thinking, okay, I'm not gonna be having, nervousness because I do have a feeling that time that we will be approved on the spot. The only thing that we have to do is to show up. So it's like have the metal detectors. So you need to remove your watch, you need to remove any metals that you have like belt. They have to scan you just like going to an airport. Think of that scenario. So you have to put all of your belongings in a box, and then they let it scan. Then you have to put it on back, and then they're gonna let you stay on a room where you have to wait for your USCIS officer. Of course, you need to have like a ticket number. Then you're gonna show your identification card, like your ID. That way they know that you really are legit and you have an appointment during the time. Just like what I tell you, it's very important to have your interview notice. And by the way, with that interview notice, if you have any other, because this is my mistake, if you have any other papers you submitted, just like your Form I-485, and they need your medical records, anything that you need to submit, you have to bring it during that day on the interview. I didn't know that one. I missed that part, but because my USCIS officer that had interviewed during the time is so nice, she said, as a courtesy to you, we're gonna give you a time to to submit it on another date. So I'm so thankful because I really thought I will be denied with my Form I-485 during that day. So she welcomed us, she let us sit, she let us have an oath, and she said that based on this oath, you said that you're gonna be telling us the truth, nothing but the truth. So she said her name is Miss Flores, and that's all we know. She said that my husband will be interviewed first, and I will just have to listen, and then I'll be next after the interview. So most of the time, they said that the husband and the wife will have to go out, but then she is so nice and she said, yeah, just stay here, and then I know you're gonna just be listening and all, and it's a very nice conversation. So she started with saying, oh, thank you for the pictures that you have. It's a very nice wedding. Congratulations. And of course, we're tickled pink because of that one. And then she started asking questions like so basic questions like, what is your husband's date of birth? Where did you meet? What city? Who is the person that allowed you to meet? So those are the simple questions. And and then he asked my spouse, where did Mrs. Powell live in the Philippines? So questions like that. And if you are true and you are partners really together, you can really tell about those basic questions. Then, aside from that, this is a big one. She said, I saw that you have evidences you submitted online, but what are other evidences you accumulated while you are having this long period of time in your relationship, which is over a year? So my husband is willingly showing her our bank statements, our utility bills, which she's asking more. But the moment my husband show Mrs. Flores or Miss Flores, the USCIS officer for our interview with the Form I-130, the my husband showed the last will and testament saying my wife is the overall beneficiary of my 401k and all my estates, then the USCIS officer says, I have found all the documents and this is enough proof for me to approve your Form I-130. And during that day, we got approved on the spot. And I'm so thankful because I was able to get one form approved. And by that time, I'm so thankful because it's opening up doors of opportunities for me, showing that it's possible to submit your Form I-130 through do-it-yourself process without even the need of an immigration lawyer. I know some J1 teachers like me, they need their immigration lawyer for the fact that they have complicated situation or relationship, like one of them is divorced, or in the Philippines they are still married to their previous partner, or they have complications when it comes to their papers, then you need a lawyer. In our case, I'm so thankful that my spouse or my partner William is single prior to getting married, and I'm single, no kids yet, no strings attached. So we have a very simple case here in Central Florida, and we got our Form I-130 approved on the spot. So there are certain questions that you can answer like in your own unique way because each case is unique anyway. It's unique to you. So you need to think about those situations and you need to think about those answers as well. And don't be nervous. If you know that your relationship is real, then try to be, like sweet in front of her, but not too sweet. It's like in a way of a wife and a husband in a public place. So how do you show yourself? So that's the kind of environment that you wanted to invite the USCIS officer during your interview. And then she asked me, did you bring your medical certificate? Because you have here, Emmary or Miss Powell, your Form I-485. And during that time, I feel blank. I'm like, Miss Flores, I'm so sorry because I really thought that this is just for a Form I-130 interview. I didn't bring anything for my medical certificate with the Form I-485. I really didn't submit my medical support or medical records, which is the Form I-693, for the reason that I know the Form I-485 takes at least 2 years, especially if you are a J1 teacher with 212E rule, because you need to have your waiver first prior to having your adjustment of status approved. And then she said, well, based on your receipt interview notice, there's a line there that says, bring all documents that are needed when you filed for this form. So I said, I'm so sorry, I overlooked that part and I wasn't able to prepare. But she said, as a courtesy to you, don't you worry, I'm going to send you a letter asking for that form and you'll submit it with the time frame that we're being giving. And I told her with all my heart, I said, thank you so much for the information that you have had, because that is really the importance there. And I was thinking this is going to be the good thing because it has been um, done in a way that it's it's um I would really suggest for you to partner when it comes to telling about the information with your USCIS officer. So the interview is really important, and at the same time, when you have your paper submitted as a J1 teacher with 212E rule, you need to know all the information to file first your Form I-130, because the Form I-130 has nothing to do with your US CIS papers submitted for your waiver. So that's separate. So Form I-130 together with your Form I-130A, then go forward with submitting your Form I-612, which is the foreign waiver, then the DS-3035 with the Department of State, because those goes hand in hand, especially if you're thinking of submitting your exceptional hardship waiver through your U.S. citizen spouse. I'm telling you, if you got married to your U.S. citizen spouse with a good heart, this is going to be very important, because this is where you are showing the USCIS that your intention is good. Okay, you're not just here to get a green card, and we don't want that. I don't want any notion for us to be like that. So follow along J1 Waiver Helping Hands group in Facebook, because we have different group chats. We have interested government agencies for those who are looking for that. We have J1 waiver through exceptional hardship, married to their U.S. citizen spouse. We have J1 waiver exceptional hardship that has U.S. citizen child only, because they're like Filipino and Filipino partner, and they have had a child here in the U.S. Then you can also have persecution waiver. We have that group chat. We also have J1 to EB2 visa on how to do that one. And there are people that are 3,400 plus there that are sharing their ideas, that is helping you to navigate if you really are able to do the J1 waiver. I know some J1 teachers are really upset with the 212 rule, but I'm telling you, from the Philippines, especially if you're from the Philippines, you already know that you are subject to the J1 212 rule, 2-year home residency requirement. That's why it's either you have to fulfill that one and do something for you to fulfill the 2 years in the Philippines, and when you come back here, you're already an H1B visa or EB2 NIW. So there are a lot of ways for you to change status. But us who got married to our US citizen spouse, we are so blessed, because we have a chance to have our much coveted green card. So for those of you who are here, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. That way we can know that the Powerful Couple journey is here to dedicate ourselves with our immigration processes. If you would like to do it yourself, or if you would like to know some other immigration lawyers that are within the group, J1 Waiver Helping Hands, because this is where our co-teachers and other J1 visa holders are sharing their ideas, who are the reliable immigration attorneys that they have had, that is very helping them from the beginning till the end, till they get their favorable recommendation with the Department of State. And now they're waiting for their approval with their Form I-612, and soon they're gonna have their green card. So, and here's another thing too. If you got your green card already, after 3 years, you can submit for U.S. citizenship. And after U.S. citizenship, you can have dual citizenship. So see, those are the perks of having your U.S. citizen spouse. And we are so blessed if you have that. So I'm here, Emmary. I'm just talking like to a casual friend, sharing you with our ideas, because when during the time that I prepare my papers in 2021, I do not see a lot of information about J1 waivers. I see some posts in YouTube, but it's like from different countries. But then now that I have the knowledge, and I was able to connect with other J1 teachers, then I am here to share to you in this platform. So please be nice in the comment, and I would really be willing to share my ideas to you. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe in our YouTube channel. That way we could spread the news. And this is our way of sharing our ministry to you, ministering to you the ways and how we did our immigration process. So thank you so much for those who are watching. And again, please be nice in the comment section. We just wanted to have a very nice Sunday afternoon here in Florida. Thank you so much for being here, and we are going to see you on our next video. Thank you and God bless.